I'm going to show how to use some Google products to create a tracking system that could be useful in scheduling or demonstrating that people are doing social distancing in the workplace. So I want to start by creating a Google form. And I'll call it tracking form. And I'm going to create a question which we'll call grid sequence. And I'm not going to make it a grid, although you could. I think it's going to be easier to do it this way. So imagine that I have a map. So as an example, I'll take my website. So I have a grid here. Each square is 3 by 3. And the idea is that there are different paths that we imagine people will take. And so let me give an example here. So imagine that somebody is starting over here, and then they're going into this location over here. So this is U1, this is T1, S1, R1, and so forth, all the way to here and then here. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to write out the sequence. I have to remember here. So I start from, I'll call it point 0.01. Well, I'm going to actually run the form. So I'll call it port 0.01, comma, and then I have to remember I'm at U1, comma U1. Okay, so this is going to be and then I guess in the end I go through port 04. So I hit submit, and now I want to look at the response. And there's one response. I can look at it in a spreadsheet. And so the idea is that now this field is telling me that person went through port 01, then they went through this sequence, then they went to port 04 at this particular time. Now, I may want to ask people to write down their name, and so I can add a question, which is a short answer. I'll call it my ID. It doesn't have to be a number, so it can be anything. It could be email address, it could be whatever. And so this can be, we can put it in whatever order. Now if we look at it again, there's an ID number and a sequence. Fine. Now I want to, suppose I want to get a pre-filled link. So this is going to be key. So I have my ID, particular one, which is 012345 6. And then I'm going to put this grid sequence, and I'm going to hit click link. And I'm going to copy the link. There you can see it, right? So this is the actual URL. And notice that it has this, this is basically a key name, and this is the key value. So this is what is being submitted to the form, and then this is the ID number. So if you wanted to create a, so what we can do is now create a page or something. We go over here and just going to create a new doc, let's say. Also, my pre-filled forms, and I'm just going to create a going to my workplace, and I'm going to make a link and just paste this thing in. And so going from my workplace, going to the restroom, going to the water cooler, going to the printer, etc. All these things can be mapped out and logged. And so I can then do this, and all I need to do is, in this case, I have to reverse, so I'll call it like reverse of this, right? So we can even have some post-processing where it just, if it sees this function, it reverses the order of this string. And you can really do whatever you want. And the point is that the idea is to make it easy for somebody. So if you just want to be, this is like you're in viewing now, and so when you click this, you go to work, and it has all its information, and you just have to hit submit. So then the question of what to do with that information, this could be used to generate a heat map. It could be used to essentially verify or continuously document the overlap that people might have had in space and in time, maintaining social distancing, ensuring compliance, and especially in tight spaces, I think the coordination is going to be, you can even predict or schedule. You can even change the time date and say, like, I'm going to do this at this time, and you can look to see if that's okay. But the idea is to make it easy to put in this information, to report things, and hopefully deal with some of the scheduling issues and the compliance questions that might be asked.